17. To view historical data in a new innovative way, say Show History or perform the AirTap gesture over the History button on the right. This screen takes advantage of the real 3D space to better visualize the historical data. Y-axis plots the values, while there are two time axes, X is by day and Z is by month. This effectively forms a set of 2D areas per month. Additional 3D surface chart is laid over the areas to bring color mapping and better understanding of data correlation. Select and pull out an area to view its data in better detail, together with some historical events that affected Bitcoin's price that month. This screen reveals the daily price value for the selected month. You can select 3 different chart types, area, line, or candlestick, and additionally see an overlay with all the historical events that happened this month. The line chart on the bottom reveals how this monthly data maps to the data since January 2017.
So, basically you can take this chart, you can move it, you can slide it around. I'll let Cortana take a break for a second. So if I was at a business meeting, everybody else has their, their AR devices on, or, as technology goes further, you're going to be able to use something a lot smaller. This is basically the first real prototype. No one's going to spend $3,000 at home to get something like this. However, we see that AR is now outside of the trough of disillusionment in the hype cycle. Businesses are buying these. We've got an order that's like over 15,000 HoloLenses. These businesses are using these now. So you, being the developer, you want to be able to be prepared to bring AR applications to life. And if you're not a dev, how are you going to build something like this? If you're going to, your boss says, hey, or your company says, hey, we want to bring this cool app to life. How are we going to do this? You can't sit there and try to redesign how to build a chart like that. You would have to build all the components for it. Instead, you just take our chart and you bring it into your scene and you just plug in your data. That source code, you get for free. I have a link at the end of this that you can actually use all of that. There we go. So, there's a link at the end of the slide. I'll be pretty quick about it. You can download the Unity package and get everything. Full source code for everything. We're at the beginning of this. The dev team, the lead of all the engineering, have opened up their doors to people like you. We want to know, where are you finding hurdles? What are your ideas? We'll help bring this. We'll use all the power of all of our developers and bring you in for the ride. Because we don't always want a chart to be something that's thrown on the table. We want real data visualization that makes sense in 3D space. For example, why can't the floor be a bunch of blocks that come out, like a city landscape? It's showing a map and the data viz is actually building height. Or a heat map where the buildings that are losing the most energy are more red. So information that makes more sense in the 3D space. Chart is just really that first one, where it's like everybody's already familiar with the chart, they know what it does, right? 2D and 3D, but we want to move away from that. So if you have ideas, especially the artists in the room, the musicians, how can we help you build what you want to build? And just let me know, and we've got some really talented devs that'll help you in the way. Most of this agenda I'm going to go through because I built the slide deck for a longer session, but the concepts are the same. What is the agenda for AR and VR in the business world today? This is just a quick little bar chart that's showing where the money is going to be. And we've seen a lot of failed business predictions, like Windows Phone was supposed to overtake Android 3 years ago. There's some wacky ideas out there that never came to fruition, but this one has some real business analytics behind it. Use cases. Mike went through some of these, so he saved me a little bit of time there, where we have gaming, home entertainment, things like movies, but also in the business world like architecture, interior design. one of the most popular and most expensive business applications on the HoloLens is for architectural firms that go into business sites. I mean, like, they go to this place and the floor is completely gone, right? They just demolished the last building, but they've loaded up their architecture plans for the new building that's going to go up. And everybody has on a HoloLens. They walk around the site and they see the real building that's there according to the plans. You know, those are one of the things that are actually in use today. So what are the strengths? Get immersive experiences, natural interactions, and collaboration. Part of that demo that I showed you, you and someone else with the HoloLens or MR headset or whatever you have for hardware, this will work with. Our plan is to make it completely cross-platform. It already does work. And we also use the term XR, you know. So it's part of where we're headed. That demo can be used between two people. The biggest screen where you can plot your data, like I said earlier, is on the real world. Why not on the floor and show a map? Why not on the walls? Why not? There's just, it's your imagination. Basically, you can do whatever you want to do. Now, big data is hard to do in your head. So complicated, mathematical formulas like the double integral. Either, you're pretty good with math and you can have a visualization of this in your head, but having it rendered in 3D space makes it a lot more easier to understand. It's like, oh, that's what it really this mathematical formula gives me. So being able to render this in 3D space and have the student walk around the concept, it makes you feel it and understand it better. We're seeing a lot of use of HoloLens and AR and MR in education and training. Like we said again, it drives it home, makes it memorable. Collaboration and assistance. This is one of our chart demos where we recorded. The other person is shown in the one person's space, make it a little simpler, but there are more complex demos if you have a high internet speed. You can actually see the other person using another Connect, so there's Connect Windows, and the other person gets their cloud point and RGB put over the wire and into the other person's HoloLens space. So the other person actually looks a little blocky right now, but the infrastructure is there to make it actually work. And of course, the infamous movies, where we've seen this first. So how do you build apps today? A lot of devs doing it with AR and VR with Unity and C#. It's typically the most fastest, but there are others. And this is where we spent our time right now. In terms of Windows 10 mixed reality, you can do it in C++, UWP directly on the middle, but there's really, that skill set is pretty focused. And the devs that are doing that right now are far and few in between. The fact is, it's hard. If you wanted to start learning how to do it, you would need to, spend some time and invest in doing it, and it's a pretty focused corner. So why not have us just drag in one of our packages? The economy of development today, especially in something like Unity, you're importing packages. So there's nothing out there for real business use cases. So just taking our 3D chart, throw in your data, and that's about it. So literally that thing that you just saw that I did was 30 minutes of work. The only hard part was getting your data into the app. How are you going to do it? You're making a web call. Is this a file you're loading? That's the hard part, which you should already know how to do anyways. We know the money is going to be there. So let's get ahead of this wave. Let's build this stuff now. And our ultimate goal has always been to turn every developer into a superhero. It sounds cliche, but the fact is, if you have, you're writing WPF apps, or you're writing a web app, you can pull in any of the controls, and you have a really pretty UI ready there for you. Our designers did the work, but you did the creative aspects of it. Now, the harder part about doing this is there's no standard patterns like MVVM, or things like that. It's wild, wild west out there. So we want to help you, or help actually the whole AR and VR development world to build some sort of standard pattern where you're not backed into a corner, but it makes things a little easier. It makes working with data easier. We can do that. And we're not just in it for the thrills. We've been working on this R&D now. Even though the slide said 6 months, it's about a year. So we have a whole dev team in Sophia working on this. And what we have to show next, I can't talk about it, but it's pretty crazy, and it's real. Now this is the URL's not there. So like I said, you can download all this stuff. Source code is open. There's some other advantages, things like anti-aliasing, shaders, all these little hard things that aren't out there right now, you get for free with it. So even if you aren't going to use the chart, you can use some of the other little bonuses that we had to build to make our stuff better. Like I said, our plans are going to be data viz first, because that's where the money is. Right? That's where the money's going to be. So, here's my info. That's actually the director of our AR and VR development. So feel free to tweet at me, send me an email. I'll send you the link for that source code. It's just a website. You can go to Telerik AR VR and then download it. But we're here to help. Don't be afraid to reach out. It's what I do. You let me know, even if it's something simple. There's a cliche that the only stupid question's not asked is the question. The only stupid question is the one that's not asked. That's not true. There are some stupid questions out there. But if you had to ask yourself, is this a stupid question? It's probably not. So feel free to email me, and thank you for your attention. It should work in WebVR. Yep. So theoretically, these will work anywhere. So the Unity package, the target WebVR, it'll work for WebVR. The fact is, it works in the IDE, and wherever you target your build for, it'll work. Basically, the bottom line is, if Unity can build it, it'll work. Any other? Thank you.